off yesterday with Super Bowl 55. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers dominated the Kansas City Chiefs 31-9. And I just want to start off and just give a big shout out. And the shout outs to us. And so mid-season, October 23rd, I placed a bet on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 8-1. I put $300 on them. So I collected $2,700, and then at some point, a little after that, talked my brother into putting a little money on two teams, and those two teams were the Packers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So he cashed in at $1,400, so that was a win. My only real take on the game is just Buccaneers were faster than them on defense. Chiefs had a banged-up offensive line, which I think made a big difference because we've never seen Mahomes look so normal. He was moving around, couldn't get any throws that he usually makes, so made the Chiefs look normal. What's your take on the game?
Tom Brady's the GOAT, you know? And I feel like Patrick Mahomes didn't have as bad of a game as it's like made out to be. He had the injured toe, right? Wasn't
he had
like the big thing they kept repeating that. And I mean, he got some good throws off. It was a lot of drops too, you know? There's that meme that keeps going around when he's like falling sideways, but he still gets the pass off. You know what I'm talking about? And it hits the guy in the middle of his hands. I mean, yeah.
And he drops it. Yeah. Kelsey had a couple drops that he never has. Tyreek Hill dropped one that he usually catches in the regular season, but they did drop it. Turf toe is no fun. I had that in jiu-jitsu ones. You can't push off your big toe. That's horrible. And it stays around for a while. And they said he's going to have surgery too.
Right. So. Well, and they were doubling up on Tyreek Hill the whole game too.
Which is the key.
Yeah. I mean,
3 deep safeties. Don't let Tyreek burn you and keep everything in front of you. I don't know why more teams don't do that. I feel like people are lazy in the regular season. But
yeah.
One other thing I do want to say that I think just shouldn't get us sunk under the rug or whatever the saying is. Tom Brady beat the Redskins the first game, but went to New Orleans, beat Drew Brees, went to Green Bay, beat Aaron Rodgers, beat the new legend, $450 million man Mahomes. So he beat Brees in New Orleans, then Rodgers, then Mahomes 3 in a row. So that's very impressive.
What do you think it is?
Tom Brady?
Yeah.
I mean, besides going to bed at 9:15 and just taking care of his body, I mean, he's a savage. You know, he's probably, if Kobe was doing stem cell in Germany, I'm sure he's doing something.
I don't think it's all physical, though, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't know that he had Antonio Brown moved into his house when he first moved to Tampa.
Right.
Did you know that?
I know that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think just his leadership.
I think in New England, too. He let him stay with him for a little bit, too. Remember Antonio Brown?
Oh, yeah, I saw, and he recommended him to, who's that motivational speaker, the big white guy?
Tony Robbins?
I guess he hooked him up with Tony Robbins. And who's the running back that came to the Buccaneers?
Leonard Fournette?
Yeah.
Yeah, he balled.
Right. In his post-conference interview, though, he's like, yeah, Tom Brady's been texting us every night at 11 a.m. We got this. We're winning the game, you know.
On a deep metaphysical level, what you're saying, and no, I do think being a thankful person, a giving person keeps you younger longer, and we'll see. I believe in that.
Even strategically, though, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
well, he's a legit savage. You know, that warrior mentality. You see him barking at Tyrann Mathieu.
Right.
Tyrann Mathieu's a 27-year-old just barking, and Tom Brady ran to his face. Probably said, "You sure you want to run your mouth? Let's see what happens."
I had to watch the 43-minute little documentary on YouTube before the game on Tom Brady, and it was the documentary on everyone that was picked before him, like the 6 guys before him, and where they're at, and they're like high school coaches and stuff, and then it's like
the quarterbacks Brady. In his draft.
In his draft,
he was in the last round. He was in the last round.
Yeah,
he got picked like in the very last round.
Right. So they're going over all the quarterbacks who were ahead of him, you know, and then just comparing it to Tom Brady's career, and
wow, it's
crazy.
So anyway, yesterday was a good day. Didn't have to stress about it. Collected that 2,700. 4 G's richer because of Tom Brady. So we'll take that. Anything else to cover?
Do you think they're running back?
We'll see. That was one thing. Yeah, they did open up. Chiefs opened up as the favorite at 6-1. They opened up at 9.50 to 1. I saw even up to 11 to 1. So Chiefs were number 1 on the futures. Buccaneers are number 2.
Who's in the 3 spot?
I think the Rams are up there at Stafford. The Rams are like 10 to 1. There's a lot of teams that are close. 12 to 1s. I think Green Bay's the third. Green Bay's the third at like 12 to 1. They had like the Rams, Seahawks. It's all smushed together.
What do you personally think, or is it too easy?
Too early, because it's going to be a quarterback carousel. So a lot of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
For example, like Carson Wentz, if he goes to Indianapolis is really good. Phillip Rivers retired, and I still believe in Wentz. I think maybe he had bad receivers for a long time for the last 2 years. I think put him on Indianapolis, they're dangerous because they almost beat the Chiefs in the first round.
Yeah.
With old man Phillip Rivers. Mm-hmm. So again, there's a lot of carrying. Deshaun Watson's going to get traded if he goes to like the Chicago Bears, who already have a solid defense. That could be interesting. So we got to see where all these quarterbacks plays out. Who New England gets.
One more thing with Tom Brady, because Peyton Manning's my favorite quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how many rings did Peyton Manning get?
He got 3? 1 with Indy, 2, 1 with Denver. I think 2.
2?
2, yeah.
And what do you think the big difference was between Tom Brady and Peyton Manning? Because I feel like they have a similar playing style. Like, did Peyton Manning not have like as many weapons as Tom Brady, or is Tom Brady just better?
I think Tom Brady had more of a complete team than the Colts ever had. I wish there was a basketball comparison, but I don't have one. If Peyton Manning was like a Kobe, like an assassin, but Tom Brady is that
Peyton
too.
Manning,
Yeah, no, I know. I feel like Peyton Manning's more like Kobe. Tom Brady's more like LeBron, if that makes sense. Just more well-rounded. But Peyton Manning was an assassin with the ball. But again, Brady's an assassin with the ball too. So I wish I'd have to think about it.
Is that a similar comparison though? Those
Brady
two?
and Manning?
Yeah.
I guess
like
so.
Play style and stuff too.
The thing about Peyton Manning, the big difference is Brady wasn't highly touted. So he went in the 7th round. Peyton Manning was the number 1 draft pick. So Peyton Manning was this highly touted stud. Brady got in the 7th round. That's what makes Brady so impressive. Yeah. That 7th round pick and no one took him, and then he wins 7 Super Bowls.
Is that 7 for 10?
7 for 10. Yep, 7 and 3.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Impressive. And that I always think that's important. The whole how many if you get to the finals, you get to the Super Bowl, what's the record? Because that's the big thing. People are going to continuously say LeBron's better than Jordan, but Jordan went 6-0 in the finals.
How many rings did Bill Russell have?
Bill Russell had 11 rings. 11 rings in 13 years. Yeah. So that's impressive too. But people will say that the competition wasn't good back then. Again, you got to play with the cards you're dealt with. So
how many more years does Tom have? He's 42.
Well, he signed the 2-year $60 million deal, and he said last night
2 year,
2 year $60 million, and he said he's coming back. So yeah, so he's definitely coming back. And I honestly, they should be better. But when the team wins a Super Bowl, though, a lot of guys do get paid, so they go to elsewhere. So we'll see who they lose. But I mean, they should be better. I mean, Brady's first year there built a rhythm. So yeah, the team should be better. So we'll see. And also, when I look at it, the competition's not that good. It's an older Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. I think the Rams are going to be interesting with Stafford because their defense was so good and they didn't have a quarterback. But there's not much competition when I'm really looking at it. Cowboys, soft, no character. Browns, but AFC. I'm saying Browns, Chiefs, AFC. I'm just wondering who's going to beat them in the NFC. Saints are losing Drew Brees. We'll see.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, Breeze, this whole Rodgers talks. I mean, again, Seattle with Russell Wilson, but they always come out, they start off good like they did this year, 5-0, and they just went flat, and they always do that. Remember the Russell Wilson MVP talks for 5 games, and now all we see is him and Sierra with pink hair in the box with
He just won the Man of the Year, Walter Payton.
Yeah, because he goes to I used to see that on Instagram, he goes to the hospital like twice a week at the Shriners or whatever, and hangs out with the kids. Yeah, he's a G. So, all right, well, that's it on the Super Bowl talk. Like this video, click the like, subscribe button below, and hit the little chime button.